Hi, everyone. I am Naomi Kago, Naomi K for short. And then, what can I say? My title has so many. Okay. Presently, as we're speaking, I am Miss Global International from Dubai. I won this title in August 2021. So as we are speaking, I'm the reigning queen and the present Miss Global 2021. And I'm a former Miss Africa in Turkey in 2016. I happened to be the winner. And in 2018, I went to Albania to represent Sierra Leone as usual. And then I was able to get a special award called Miss Red Charity. So so those are my crowns so far I've obtained.
Hey, it's Kellen, and today on Diversified Game, you guys know I'm rocking it all the way. Got the flag. Sierra Leone is in the house. For all my other fellow citizens, hello. I'm double sim, but my guest today is also has her flag. Naomi K, and her links will be in the description box, whether you are listening on iTunes or our new partner at African Young Voices, or if you're on YouTube or everywhere else this may go out. Naomi K is going to give us the game on having so many titles as a pageant woman, Miss Global, one of them, from Sierra Leone all the way to Dubai, and she's expanding. So Naomi, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
I'm great, Colin. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you for coming on and willing to have such an open conversation. I want it to start, though, with, a lot of people in Sierra Leone and even West Africa, maybe all of Africa, say, I need to fall bush. I need to get out of my country. I don't know how. The opportunities are much greater other places. You've been to multiple countries. How did you take doing pageants and just, being you and to get out of Sierra Leone, and how has it impacted you as a businesswoman, as a, just as a person altogether?
Well, it has been quite tough. I'll not lie about it. The moment you step your foot out of your country, you just have to be aware and be prepared for everything that comes your way. You might have to face a lot of challenges. I faced it. But one thing I always believe, as long as I'm breathing, I never give up. I grab and make use of every single opportunity I come across. So in 2014, and I left Sierra Leone. Back then, we had the Ebola. It was very severe, and then being a public figure, I was like scared, like, okay, I have a lot of friends, anytime I go out, like I need to shake people's hands. If I don't do that, like it's gonna be a problem. So I had to leave. So then I left, and then I went straight away to Senegal. Then it was like the corona was like there was no Ebola. There was no Ebola in Senegal. So I was there for a while, and then luckily I got a contract to go to Moscow, to Russia, to model. I'm like, okay, I've never been there, but this is an opportunity to showcase my country. Always, this is a passion because I love Sierra Leone. I just think the only way I can give back is to make it known in the world with my own little efforts, So I went there, I was there for a few months. I worked with some companies, and at the end of the day, I came to Turkey. But when I came here, Sierra Leone was not known. I will not lie about it. It was not known in this part of the world. It was quite challenging, And then when the studios say, oh, you're from Nigeria or you're from Ghana, they will keep on calling the African countries, because those are more popular here. I'm like, no, I'm from the Lion Mountain. I'm from Sierra Leone, the land of diamond. So the way they see my zeal, I'm very bold. I'm very they will be like, whoa, I would love to visit your country because your energy is it's always on point, you know. And then I came here, I saw a flyer for Miss Africa. I'm like, okay, I might just give it a try. If I don't win, fine. But at the end of the day, at least I was able to be part of the models that are contested, you know. So luckily I went there, I nailed it. And then I was able to be the winner. And Sierra Leone people start knowing, foreigners, Turkish and other people start knowing Sierra Leone in this part of the world, you know. So that's how I didn't stop. I kept going. It has been very challenging. But one thing I noticed about pageantry is that at some point, you have to be financially, if it's not 100% stable, but you have to be financially stable because it involves a lot. It involves money, you know, so that's why the switch came in. I started doing business, the entrepreneur side of me, you know. I always believe in business because I just believe that you can make use of anything so far, and they have a lot of stuff here. So I start like obtaining things here as a model, because whatever I put on, people will be like, oh, I love it, where did you get it from? I'm like, hey, why not just like be a brand? Like, why not just start like supplying these things to people, start selling these things to people instead of telling them, go to this outlet, go and get it. So that's how the business came in, because I needed something to sustain myself as a model in order not to like start doing something that will not be appealing to my family. So I needed to do something to sustain myself. So that's how everything came about, and then up to this point.
Now there's a young woman now in Sierra Leone, and she's like, look, I'm modeling. Maybe I'm, you know, not getting paid what I need to get paid. What are some tips, advice you can give her? Because I even talked to some folks in Sierra Leone, and they said, you know what, the cameramen, they always want to chew us up like bubble gum. For those who don't know what that means, sleep with them just for them to take pictures of us, and they're even selling these photos to other people. What's some advice? Because people think model, and a lot of folks who don't know the business think, oh, the models are sleeping their way up to the top. And you really don't sleep your way up to the top ever. You sleep your way down. So what is advice that you can give a young model right now saying, I'm a model, I'm beautiful, but it takes more than booty. It takes, you know, and booty. It takes charisma, and you have to have, you know, a personality. So advice, please, for them.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I started actually, so I got a lot of experience because I started my modeling career in Sierra Leone. Back then, I started in high school. It was not really that. I didn't experience that when I was doing it in high school. I started experiencing that when I came outside, like the real world, you know, not school, like the real world. And then it was quite challenging. I had people, there was a pageant that I contested in Paris. I was supposed to be the winner. But 2 days before the pageant, one of the chief judge then called me that, Naomi, we know you have all the potential. We know you can do this and everything, but there's a price you have to pay. Like, you know, nothing goes for nothing. That one is yours already. I'm sure you yourself know that when you see the other models, because some guys literally were stepping down because they knew Naomi was contesting, because they know what I've been doing from high school. So they all know that, yeah, Naomi, whatever she's doing, she give her all. So he gave that proposal, like, we need to meet in one hotel, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm not mentioning his name here for some reasons. I'm like, Mister, I can't do that. I believe in myself. This is a passion. I've been doing this. So if you say for me to get the crown, I have to do this, I have to sleep with you, I can't. One of the reasons why I refuse to always do that is that I don't want to be up there tomorrow and then these are the same people that will sit back, start pointing finger at you, you know, start saying a lot of rubbish like, oh, she's mine, I've slept with her and everything, blah, blah, blah. So I stood, then immediately I left his office, I know I was not going to win, but I still didn't give up. I went and contested. They gave me 3rd position. Imagine, it was clear. Even the audience, they start fighting because it was clear that I was supposed to win, and then they gave me 3rd position. I'm like, okay, so this is the end. I'm just going to relax now for pageantry. I'm not going to contest again because I know the bigger I go, especially in my country, I'm going to face this. So I stood back, and then I was just doing chaperone, like dressing other models to go and contest, like train them like a coach. So that's what I've been doing since I left. So to young mothers out there, one thing you have to know, you have to believe in yourself. Know your self-esteem. Know what you're capable of doing. If you believe in yourself, trust me, nobody will tell you trash. What is meant for you will definitely be yours. So then I stepped down. I came out of my country, a country where I'm not known. At the end of the day, I start winning here because I never give up. I believe this is a passion. You have to love this. You will always get this challenge. This is life. Life is full of challenges. You get something like this wherever you go. So just always believe in yourself and have the faith and confidence in you that I can do this. Okay, today Mr. Z say I should do this to get this. I'm not going to do this, but don't stop entirely because of that. Go and do your thing. People might see you. The world is a global world right now. People out there, you might just have contacts, for other big opportunities. So yeah, I gave up. Like I stopped pageantry, but I didn't stop the career because I loved it. And then I moved from Sierra Leone. And then now I'm winning crowns because I never give up. So just believe in yourself and don't allow people to use you to get what they want. So that's my advice. Keep pushing, keep believing in yourself, and yeah, you will get there someday.
Now, to get enough money to be able to go to Russia or go to Dubai or even travel, do you have to then, I know contests are great, but after the contest is over, how do you get enough money to stay when your visa and your passport doesn't allow you to? Like, are there any, tips and tricks of once you do cross that border to say, now this is what the next step? Is it going to school and getting, the papers to be able to stay in a country? Or is there an organization, for all those young talents out there that they could, tie into that maybe you've worked with that could help them with that transition?
Yeah. Well, from my experience, I observed two things. So living in different part of the world, like a country that is not yours, that you're not like a citizen of that country. One thing I noticed that will be able to sustain you is like you being a student. Students is one, or as a model, a professional model, you take your time to find some agencies and apply, enroll yourself to a renowned professional agencies. Any agency that really hire you, some they give you contract 2 years, 3 years, they will do everything for you. They will give you a resident permit, something. So you at least you stay in the country legal, because I really don't like being illegal, because sometimes I just see it like my freedom, is being seized. So because I love moving around a lot. So that's the strategy I use. I came here, and then at first, for the first year, like in Russia, I was working for a company. And then when my contract finished, and then I'm like, okay, I need to try somewhere else. And then I came to Turkey, and then I worked with a company for 1 year, and then it's finished. I'm like, okay, let me try to improve myself more, because I believed I loved education. So I enrolled in one of the universities, and then of course I was able to get a resident permit. So yeah, so I'm still here schooling. I'm still here, and then doing my modeling thing, doing my pageantry, and then doing my business. So it goes together like hand in hand. I don't just put my egg in one basket. I try different things. Whatever works for me, okay, maybe that's the area that God really wants me. So those are the two things from my experience: schooling and enrolling in agency. There are a lot of agencies that really like the models, especially African models, So yeah, that's how I was able to sustain myself and stay here legally.
Okay, now have you ever thought about teaching this to folks? Because, I know publicly we don't want to badmouth people because you have to live in, certain places, but there are always bad agencies, bad organizations. I'm trying to think of one that I can talk about publicly because I can say those things. I can afford to have a little bit of beef and funk, and people know that. So usually they don't want it with me, but is there any way where people can hire you for mentorship, for coaching?
Yeah. I've been doing that in Salone already. Anytime I'm downtown, I have some girls that I always coach. I'm like sort of an activist, a part of being a model. There are some tips that's from my experience, what I experienced internationally. I always give back to them. So of course, I've been doing this, and I'm always, even here in Turkey, I have other models, hiring me for coach, for a lot of tips. And then, I'm doing, even for younger kids coming up, like I have a foundation, of course, Naomi Foundation. I'm supporting girls, especially in their education. So I'm instilling all these values in them that, once you are able to you just have to believe in yourself. And then, and another thing, once you don't have to leave your education apart, you have to actually try to get some knowledge, because at the end of the day, without a thorough knowledge, like it will be very difficult, especially nowadays, the world we're living. So I always do that to young girls in Sierra Leone. I have a lot of girls that I'm mentoring, like anytime I'm there, like I'll have a session with them, and I intend to take it to a bigger height. For now, because I was schooling, because in a few months' time I'll be done, and then finally, and then I will be having more time in Sierra Leone and other part of the world. That's my intention, to go around Africa, other African countries, give my whatever experience, my ideas, my whatever I've seen so far, to instill in them positively. So I'm planning to make it bigger. For now, I'm doing it, but it's on a small scale, not really that big.
Well, no giving is on a small scale, because you never know the person you're giving to, how that will blossom and what they'll do with it. Tupac said, he'll just wants to be the spark or the seed, and that will change the world. He was confident of that, and everybody globally knows Tupac. So we don't know Obama, for all we know, Trump, who knows, right? Gaddafi, right. Who knows who inspires who. Now, a real issue that I have with the industry of this entertainment, and we hear about, Me Too movement here in the States, is that people, say models and video vixens, and that means something different here. And even then we get over to Africa and people, socialites, people are having sex. That's always been, that's how we are here. Folks have sex, kids are born. There's a thing on both sides where either men think I'm in power and I have to abuse my power by making these women do this, or the women feel I can use my sexuality to get whatever I want. Can you talk about how that has, ended careers for people, or if you have some people, that it's really helped their career? I don't want to be biased, but can you talk about what you've seen? Because, it just depends what game you're playing. And are you really a star if you're sleeping with everybody? Are you just a good lay? I just want to get your opinion on that, because every time you see a young Black woman, especially in Dubai, or a young woman from a different country in Dubai, men are saying, oh, who is she sleeping with to get there? And it's like, that's not true for everybody.
Exactly. So this sometimes is just a perception, people have, like when you're in certain country, like Dubai is a good example, like most of the bloggers there. So this is the perception people have. We have some people that are willingly doing that. Like, this is what they chose. It's their life. We can't judge them. You understand? They are the boss of their bodies. So, but not every blogger. Some girls are really, really hard working. They work their way through. And then this thing has hindered a lot of potential girls, like people with potential. It has hindered them. In the sense that I'll take, for example, like there are some jobs you apply for, just like what happened to me for the previous mix that actually broke me down. If I wasn't strong enough, if like I didn't have passion for this career, I would have been done with model like long time ago. I would have just like, what? No. Because even our people, they have the perception, oh, when you're a model, oh, you're this, you're sleeping with that, you're sleeping with that. And it's really not true sometimes. Some people just love this career. This is genuine. I was not really focusing on that part because of the stigma, but my teacher, like, she believed in me. So why not me believing in myself? So since then, I didn't stop. No matter what I faced, I kept pushing. But yeah, these things are happening and it's really not good. These things need to be stopped. Like, you need to do this before getting these things. People that are really fit for the job, for some certain jobs, they are giving them the option that you have to be, you have to do this. And then in order to get this. So yeah, so it's something really crazy. And I'm not in support of, like, especially people into the entertainment, like sleeping their way through. At the end of the day, you reach to some points that, like, you yourself, you actually feel bad about yourself, because everybody's just pointing. People, they talk nowadays. They talk. So just believe what you're doing. If you believe that, okay, this is what works for me best, then good for you. I have no right to judge. I don't judge people, but from my own side, what I've experienced, I don't see that as something that I should hold on, to walk my way through. Yeah.
Okay. And working your way through, we have to let the people know you are, it's reported, the first Black African woman to win Miss Global International. How did that feel? You're in history. You're in the history books.
Right. I'm really, from the first day, I was really overwhelmed. Just like I was saying earlier on, the crown topic on this is passion. This company contacted me like 2 years ago to go and represent Sierra Leone. And I got a lot of hurdles, a lot of hard times, like going for this pageant. First was my exam, 2, looking for sponsor, because it involves money. Imagine Dubai is so expensive, going to Dubai, so I was like, there came a time that I really want to, I really wanted to go and represent, but I'm not financially stable. I'm not strong to do this. So what I did, I emailed the people. I'm like, okay, now I'm up with this. So I might postpone, I'll go the next year. So they said, okay, fine, Naomi, but we really, really want you to be part of this. So I started saving up, just like I said before, doing my business and start raising up something. And then, yeah, I even went down to my country, Sierra Leone, to try to seek for sponsors. It was pretty hard, I will not lie. Because people will be like, oh, because some people don't believe in you. They don't believe you can do this. So they'll be like, there's no point for me to invest in her. She might just, maybe she will not even get any position, So I faced that actually. So at the end of the day, I believe I kept pushing, and yeah, I was able to fit all the requirements and then go for the pageant to Dubai. When I went there, the first few days, when I start seeing the other models like Miss USA, Miss India, Miss Ukraine, Miss Romania, France, I'm like, whoa, I'm beautiful, but sometimes you take a look at some models, you'll be like, oh, she's really pretty, But one thing that kept me going was my confidence. I believed in myself. Nothing kills my spirit. I have that positive energy always. So yeah, some of them are more beautiful, and then everybody has their own beauty in their own different way. I'm beautiful in my own way, So we start doing the competition and everything, and then the first appearance was talents. I wrote a poem, and then I displayed. I did it like a drama form, and that was one thing that started giving me edge. When I'm on a stage, I don't want to know who is in front of me. I don't care about whoever. I just do me. I do my thing, So I'm like, I'm out of this world. Like, this is a different Naomi. When I'm on stage, I'm a different Naomi. When I'm home, I'm normal Naomi. So I did exploit the talents and continue. And we had a series of interviews, and even some of the judges, I didn't know they were among us. Like, judges, they were already among us. Like, they start, like, there are some questions, they'll just walk up to you, they just start asking you some questions, and I'm very always active to answer questions, to interact. And then I remember that there is one judge from Ukraine. She was like, "You're so different. I would love to come to your country. Like, I've never known about your country, but what I'm seeing right now, your energy, man, like, I felt so good, and then I kept that energy." And then, yeah, we did, and some of my outfits also was like handmade from Sierra Leone, because I wanted to promote Sierra Leone brand, So everything was just really well customized. And then until the finale and the questioning time and everything, I was not really talking too much. Like when they ask me questions, I make sure I go just straight to the point, hit it right there. And yeah, and to be honest, I never thought I'm going to be the winner. I was thinking that maybe I'm going to be like first or second runner-up based on my talents. But when they called me Naomi Leone, the winner, man, that feeling I can't explain, to be honest. It's so overwhelming, so much. So I just thank God. I know it's grace, it has been God throughout this journey, and my team, they are great. They kept pushing, they kept giving me the confidence. I even felt sick when I was in Dubai. Can you imagine? So I had to like really be strong to do this. So yeah, I almost collapsed after the Cronin's movements. I felt so bad.
What's the benefit of somebody, if they sponsor you? This is a teachable moment for somebody. If a sponsor sponsors you in Dubai, what do they get with that sponsor? Do you then become like a brand ambassador throughout the whole country? Do you mention them every time, like you give a speech? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, so, well, this is one of the reasons why I really, before going for this pageant, I went to Sierra Leone. I stayed in Sierra Leone for like 6 months because I wanted to be 100% Sierra Leone. Every single thing you see on me, everything should be Sierra Leone. But unfortunately, I didn't get a lot of sponsors, but few people came on board and I went with their brand. So the thing is about people coming on board to sponsor one. Like every single outfit I was wearing, every single model, they were coming up to me, Naomi, where did you get it? Who designed it from your country? Like, you will get a lot of people that will be interested in your brand, and your brand will be known in that part of the world, and your brand will go because like over 40 different models, 40, 50, all of these people will know. And I don't just wait for them to walk up to me. I talk to them, I go to them, I'm like, you see this blazer I'm wearing? It's for so, like, it's from this company in my country, and this is the link you can order. Like, I try to also do the area of marketing for them. You understand? So most companies, and then of course I'll print a flyer or banner and everything, I will actually literally promote them. In my pitch, in my speech, every single thing I'm doing, I'll make sure their names are mentioned. So in every single way, you'll be known. Like in other part of the world, you go like all over. Okay, they've been doing their promotion and everything, but trust me, Pageants is one of the biggest platforms that is really necessary to promote your brand. So yeah, there are a lot of benefits, a whole lot. You'll be known, and then you start having mixed audience supporting your brand. That's okay.
So if you have a brand, it can really blow up your brand and give you are the walking billboard. Now you have something to offer the brand. I'm gonna pivot the conversation, and I want to talk about how has leaving Sierra Leone increased your business IQ. And let me tell you why I'm asking this. All going through Salone, becoming a new citizen, so many people told me when I said, hey, where is the black on this or the black on that? They said, us Sierra Leone, we're not really business-minded people. It was almost like a defeatist thing. And then my wife, who was from Cameroon, said, this West Africa learned helplessness stuff, it has to stop because it's very bad here in Sierra Leone, where people would rather you give them something, just give it to me because I'm in need, or I say I'm in need, right? But you have nothing to offer. Like you have no business plan, but you say you want to do a business and you want help. How has leaving Sierra Leone helped you with your business, or did you already have that business acumen and IQ?
Well, yeah, I've already had it when I was in Sierra Leone, but I was not really strong to study. But what can I say? Business is something, just like I said, I try to link it up with my career because the two things goes together, because at the end of the day, I need something to to strengthen my career to keep going. So I've always thought about business, that has been like a plan B in my career. But when I was in Sierra Leone, I started it actually like locally. There are a lot of like small things I would do. I'll buy and sell, and promote to people and tell people. There are a lot of different ways I do it, It depends on how the individual want to do it. So the idea was there, I started it small. And then when I left Sierra Leone, I expanded. I take it like start doing bigger things than before the way I was doing it. So the two things will always go together, no matter how small. Just you must have a plan. You must just have a vision of something. Don't just jump into, okay, I want to do business. You must have an idea, and anything whatsoever you're doing, you must have an idea about it for you to really bring out the best in that thing. So yeah, I already had what I really want to do. So when I left, it became easier. I just expanded and make it bigger. So yeah.
Okay. Are there any books or is there any courses somebody in Freetown all through Sierra Leone can read? Because when I hear, let's say, a great business person, I think in Sierra Leone, even from drivers, I'm like, you don't have an online profile. There's nothing on Instagram saying you're the best taxi cab driver with the best car and an AC online. Like, you're not marketing yourself, and all these JCs are right here,
Yeah.
and you're not taking advantage. We have to find you, and we have to find you the hard way by word of mouth. Like,
yeah.
What do you think Salone needs, or are there any books we need to flood the market with or learning to help? Because the Lebanese, we love them, but the Lebanese and the Indians can't have all the business. The Chinese can't have all the business.
Exactly. True. So yeah, so I think we actually need that. My country need that because back then, I would say the online presence now is becoming something else. It's taking another level. Back then, there's nothing like that. If you want to get something, you have to go physical. You have to really go out there physical and start looking for these people to get these things done. But of late, recently, we have people now that are trying to establish this online presence. But what you're saying right now, something like books, or maybe just any something like a journal or something that will just give them an idea. They can go through this. They'll be like, okay, these are the odds and these are my advantage if I take up this. Those things are not common in Sierra Leone. Like books, you have to read a book. There are few people that are that are really establishing that. For Nigeria, I can say, for example, they have a lot of entrepreneurs that have books, that do seminars, workshops, to be a proper entrepreneur, to really know how to go about it. But in Sierra Leone, it's not really too common, and those are the things that I think we really need to work on, So yeah.
Okay, so that's what we're gonna work on. So my companies in Sierra Leone that I work with, whether it's Coleman PR firm, whether it's Diallo, you guys ask about Diallo, we'll get you right, we'll get you pitch ready. But we have to do that because, again, I have a different love for the Lebanese. The Lebanese helped me when I was a young 18, 19-year-old in need, and I was helped, and they wouldn't even take my money. Like, the way they helped me, I'm like, oh my gosh, my own family would not have helped me like this at midnight, me being lost. So I really have a love and find them to be friendly. But if you're going to have a country, everybody has to participate and contribute. And it can't just be one people or three types of people doing a certain business. You have to want to be active, and you can't be a beggar, Hey, Chai, I can go on and on. Tell the people with all your works. You've mentioned some things already that you've done in the community, but can you tell the people another community give back that you're doing or that you would like to do in the future?
Okay. I'm somebody that is very passionate about kids. Since 2016, I told you, when I won the Miss Africa here, I was finding a way to give back to my country. And then I can't thank everybody enough. I can't say I can't give back to every single person. So me having passion for kids, after the mudslide, because we had the severe mudslide then, after the mudslide and the Ebola, there are a lot of kids that were left in the street and a lot of kids that became orphans. So I came up with Naomi K Foundation. So this foundation is basically supporting street kids, more especially girls, because I grew up in Africa. I know how it is very, very tough for girls. So yeah, my foundation is for both boys and girls actually, but my focus is for girls. So I'll take some of these kids from the streets and then cater for them and try to make them feel comfortable, like give them shelter and then put them back to school. Because I believe, I cannot continue to, there's a saying that, instead of always giving me fish, show me how to catch that fish, So if me always like giving these kids, not trying to empower them, at the end of the day, it will yield no positive fruit. So I'm sending them back to school because if they become empowered educationally, so they can stand up for themselves anywhere in the world. So I have these kids I'm taking care of. Since 2016, I've been supporting them. They're in the province. Every year I do different donations from different province, sometimes Freetown, sometimes in the province. I'm more focused in the province because a lot of people are there that really need this help, that are really suffering. So yeah, in 2016, I did that, and then I did some donation to the mudslide, people that were affected by the mudslide. I went to different hospitals and did some donations. And then in 2019 again, I went to the province again. I started donating pads. And back then, because I noticed there are a lot of young girls, they even don't know what is sanitary pads. They are using rag during their menstrual cycle. So I went there and then I really, I educated them on how to use it and how hygienic it is, to use it. So I've been doing it. I've done it for cripples and then for, so it's a continuous thing. And this is, since I started, actually, it's self-sponsored. But the thing that kept me always going, that this is what I've always been saying, it's passion. I believe in these people. I believe in these kids. So even without sponsor, I'm still not going to stop. One day I might get the right people that will come on board. I'll be like, okay, now I'm going to help you to push this. So yeah, so Naomi K Foundation is there. It has been established since 2016 and up to date it's still functioning. And then, yeah, I have a lot of kids and they're doing well. And yeah, especially in their education. So yeah, that's that.
Well, you guys have got the game. I could go on and on, but I want you to go and look in the links in the description and go follow Miss Naomi K. I want you to tap in. And if you say, you know what, I also want to contribute to that and help whichever way you can, your gift will make room for you. So that might be something wherever you are listening in the world to say, I want to help. I want to do more because I haven't done enough. I've been blessed by the best and I want to give back, but you need teams to do that. We cannot do it by ourselves. We need unity. We know the poor will be with us always, but we have to do our parts and try. So I thank you, Naomi, for coming on. I hope everybody who has gotten this game shares this game because you gave some real jewels to show people how to win. You guys share this game with somebody. It will change their life. Y'all be blessed.
Oh, thank you, Carl, and thanks for really having me. And then stay blessed and keep in church. Thank you, everyone, for listening, for tuning in. And One Love Naomi K is coming hard. I have another beauty pageant I'll be attending to. So stay tuned. I'm coming hard for you guys with another bigger surprise.
Are you tired of the rat race in America? Are you ready to visit the motherland to relax and rejuvenate? Are you ready to explore all that Africa has to offer? Then check out the brand new Diversified Game Academy course, Prepare for My First Trip to Africa. Are you worried about being able to afford the trip? We got you. We will show you how to travel either on a budget or as a baller. Learn how to stress the value of the USD. Did you know that 100 United States dollars is worth over 1,000 South African rand, or 10,000 Kenyan shillings, or 54,250 West African CFA? Are you worried about taking your kids? Get the game from Kellen Cash, a bona fide world traveler, having traveled to almost 20 countries, several of those in Africa. Get the game on taking your kids on their first trips. Learn how to find the best tickets, get the visas, and plan your own adventures in Africa. Don't let Eddie Murphy have all the fun. Plan your own coming to Africa trip starring you, produced by you, and featuring you. If you are ready for a life-changing experience, sign up for our course today, Diversified Game Academy. Get prepared and purchase at diversifiedgame.com.